What's up, you lazy, entitled, basement-dwelling millennials, bootstrapping boomers, apathetic Xers, and goddamn Gen Z kids today? We got ItsLuke. Are you one of them goddamn Gen Z kids today? I think you're right about
Damn,
there. You're
indeed,
cusp.
goddamn Gen Z kids.
I don't know.
It's a term of endearment, though.
It really is. Anyway, Luke and I have been mutuals for a while. We've gotten to meet each other in person. If you don't follow him, he yells in his car loudly. It's like trunk rant videos, but with less racism. And how did you? Yeah, hopefully no racism, but which is less than most truck rant videos. What kind of? Because it's not a truck. What are you actually ranting in?
It is a truck now, actually.
Oh, I did see. I noticed a sunroof popped up above your head recently. I
got rid of the 05 Camry. I wasn't trusting her anymore. I was like, all right, you got to go. I don't trust her.
Oh man, the Camry. You should be able to trust that for at least another 30 to 50 years.
I had 250,000 miles on her. I was like, all right, we're getting to the, and like every time you went above 80 miles an hour, the steering wheel would shake, and I was like, all right, I think we're done here. No more.
So what'd you replace it with?
Yeah.
A Tacoma.
There you go.
It's like a lifted Camry. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Right.
With the gas mileage of a full-size truck and the towing capacity of a Camry.
It's not that bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Well, what are you getting, like 16 out of it?
Like 24. Way better than I was expecting.
That is better than I would have expected, yeah. All right, so how did you get into... Because I got to admit, when I met you and found out that you were still in college, I was a little floored. Like, I thought you were, maybe it's just me wishing I wasn't as old as I was, but I was like, oh yeah, we're definitely closer to the same age. And then it's like, god damn, no, I'm like a decade older than you.
I thought you were younger.
Yeah.
No, after the election, I was fucking infuriated by what had happened. Like, I had never done anything like online really before that, but I was like, after the election, I saw all these fucking half-wits that were out there celebrating it. Like, it was something good that had happened, and it was people that were like ingrained in all these spaces that I was in, like gym influencers, fucking, even some like nerd influencers, like outdoor influencers. All these fuckers were just so glad that he had won, and I couldn't fucking stand that. And so I was like, all right, fine. If they're going to talk, I am too, but I'm not going to be nice. And so I started making videos, and like it took a little while, and then there was one that really fucking blew up, and after that it was just like, all right, we're going.
Yeah, it was weird after the election. Like, I've lived through, I guess, more presidential elections than you have, I guess, in my living memory. But, like, there's definitely people who are, like, happy about the outcome of the election or sad about the outcome of the election. But it was never, like, this party. I mean, Obama, there was definitely kind of a party. And that I leave off as a caveat because, obviously, first black president, a whole new generation gets to vote for the first time. Like, that was my very first vote ever. I was still in high school. I got up early, went and voted. Right before, going to school, which is a big accomplishment for a teenager, getting their ass out of bed before school earlier than they need to go do something. So, but aside from, like, that celebration of, like, yay, we ended racism, which we didn't, but, like, that was, that's
we
the
were so
only
close.
time...
It was so close,
Really, we just pissed them off. They got mad.
Yeah.
They lost to the black guy one time. They fucking lost it.
Never again, man.
Never again, exactly.
And so, yeah, it was a weird experience to see that kind of, like, celebration, like they just won the Super Bowl or something. And it didn't feel like... Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't get it, right? Like, you have no connection to these fucking people, and they're never going to do anything good for you. Ever. Like, no matter how much they lie to you, they are only ever going to do bad things to you. And that has proven true for almost a full year now. Like, you've been getting it raw for a year, and you're still acting like it was a good thing.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, there's some people sort of figuring that out a little bit, but it really is still, like, obviously, to have voted for Trump in the first place, I think you have to be in some sort of state of delusion. Like, I don't, even if you're not like full MAGA, as some conservatives like to say, like, I still think you're like in this delusion state of like repressed reality. So, I mean, it's
you
not
have a
that.
serious lack of brain cells.
Yeah, I can't really argue against that.
It is the weird team mentality though, because like as you said, no matter who it is, like these people are gonna fuck you. Like it's just how hard are they gonna fuck you, and that's where it's like so often online they continuously go, oh, why do they always just say bad stuff about Trump? They never say good things about Biden or the Democrats. It's like because I'm not in a fucking cult. Like I do not have an allegiance to a party or a politician. This is my employee. This man is supposed to work for me. Like I
don't
wouldn't
own a single T-shirt with a politician's name on it. Not one.
Right. And no flags, no.
No
I mean,
flags.
I don't have any bumper sticker person. Yeah, no hats. No. Um.
I did buy one hat
Yeah.
once, not gonna lie, but that was for primary, so not for general election.
Fair enough.
Sort of like
Yeah.
donating to somebody, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hold it against you if you've got a T-shirt or something. But like,
Right.
I've never seen anybody on the left that's got a fucking Biden-themed wedding.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's supposed to be about you and your wife, be about an 80-year-old man.
Right.
I don't get that.
But they're definitely not gay, bro. No homo at all.
No.
Like,
No.
just
Especially when
never
he's
mind
got
this
no shirt
flag
on.
I have. Yeah, the homoerotic Rambo Trump
Where he's
like
fucking
thing. Like,
Yeah.
Rambo with an M60 and he's got just ginormous pecs. Don't worry about that.
God.
There's no
This is
feelings.
definitely the trans people who have have weird perversions that we
They're
can
the
talk
mentally
about.
ill ones. It's fucking absurd.
They want to read children's book and like, you know, in local libraries and like read to kids and, you know, tell them stories that, you know, are positive stories. But
Meanwhile,
See,
young
here-
Republicans.
yeah, Jesus Christ.
Here's the thing, though. I'm convinced they're not actually mad that it's trans people reading to kids. They're just mad about the reading. Like, the fact that anybody's reading at all. You know, they want to ban all the books and stuff. And, like, the fact that it's like, well, trans people reading, that's definitely a problem. But, like,
I saw it
I think it's
posted
the
the other day
books.
that if you suggested the idea of libraries today, 50% of the country would lose their fucking mind.
Oh, my
But if
God.
you said,
Yeah.
let's build a place in every community where they have free books that anybody in the community can read, these fucking people would literally short circuit.
If you did it the other way around and you said right now, you put a poll out there that said, should we just get rid of all libraries? I bet 50% of the
Yes.
people would be like, absolutely, yeah,
They
Get
would
rid of them
say-
learning books. Mm-hmm.
Those damn books.
Liberal indoctrination.
They've just been feeling bad about the fact they can't read them since fucking high school, and that's turned into this hatred of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what? I don't remember what the literacy rate in America is, like, averages out at, like, a third grade level or something like that.
Yep. 40% of the
insane.
country is functionally illiterate.
It is just, it's insane to me. And then these are the people who come on into our comments and call us stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's always funny to me because they'll say, you're an idiot, and then it's the wrong form of your. And it's like, oh, I don't think you have any room to be talking. And it's almost every fucking time. I have a collection of, like, I think at this point it's over like 1,000 screenshots of every time I've ever been called, you know, some form of slur or had a death threat. And it's always got some form of grammatical error.
Yeah, every time. I've just taken to posting them. Like, I'll just take screenshots.
I see them. I love them.
No, I got a wild one here. So Charlie Kirk made him come out of the woodwork.
Oh, I know. My inbox was full.
Like, and it was wild. And like, so like, I feel like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, the algorithm has figured me out by this point and pretty much curated my stuff to the people who don't want to murder me. But Facebook has blown up recently. Like, I went from like 2,000 followers to 85,000 followers in 2 months, maybe.
Nice.
So
So
that mean
cool.
have to
So
start
people-
posting the podcast on Facebook again? That was the worst.
Yeah,
Facebook's a
you
pain in the
do.
ass to deal with.
Yeah, it's the only
No,
platform that won't take an RSS feed, you know, for podcasts.
Really?
Like, you have to manually upload.
I don't
The
do any of
video.
this stuff. Find out podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad I
don't know.
don't.
He does it all. I don't. But
You're the talent.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's talented, all right.
That's one way to put it.
Right.
But no, it got so like Facebook hasn't like niched my
They
algorithm
haven't
yet. So
figured
like
out yet.
I got this like whole influx of just these incel groiper fucking losers, and like some of the most dedicated trolls. Like I've had trolls the entire. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I've had
Right.
trolls the whole time, and like you get a few trolls that stand out. Like they post enough, or they post enough dumb shit where it's like you start recognizing them
You
in the
recognize the
comments. It's
name.
like
Yep, I've got a couple of
yeah,
them.
yeah. It's like okay, you start to recognize them, and every once in a while they do something dumb enough, and I'll like make a video for them, give them the attention they're looking for. But I've had a couple now on Facebook that are just like they're like dedicated. Like you would think that I was paying them to be my troll. Like how fucking dedicated they are. Like I had one dude today. He's like the best part of my day is coming into your comments and pissing you off. And like it was like a 3 paragraph long thing. I didn't read it, but I'm like, you realize like
What a
I
sad
respond
life.
to zero of your comments, and if that's the best part of your day, you ain't got much going on there, bud. Like your day is exponentially worse than mine because you're relying on me for all of your joy and entertainment.
What a sad, sad life. And I have people like that
Hmm.
too. That like, there's one. He's on Threads, which is rare for me because like I don't do a lot on Threads, but I've started.
Mm-hmm.
This one dude comments on every single post within like 10 or 15 minutes of it posting. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, and then like they hate follow you too. It's like why? Like if I have never followed an account that I hate for multiple reasons. First of all, I don't want my engagement to give them money. Like if I don't like you on the
I don't get
internet,
that.
like go the fuck away. Like I am going to do everything I can to make sure that you don't exist on the internet anymore, or you get as little gratification from what you're doing as possible. And like you guys you're interacting with my page. You think that trolling me is making me mad when you are quite literally making me money in the
I
process
know.
of being mad at me.
I thank them for the engagement sometimes.
I
Have
do
you
too.
have you started doing the pin of shame on Instagram?
Oh, every fucking day. Well, I'm doing a lot on
Oh,
Facebook right now because, yeah, you come in and
I
say
had
something
one the other
just
day.
dumb. Oh yeah,
I
go
had one
ahead.
the other day on that Young Republicans thing. The guy
Mm-hmm.
came in and he was like, "Well, the N-word's not that bad. You're just a liberal puss." And I was like, "Okay, pin of shame, you racist sack of shit." And I think like I think it was almost at 1,000 comments dumpster. That was all like off of that was all off one thing.
mm-hmm.
He got ruined.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny to see
Yeah,
them be real good and take it though, because like some of
yeah.
them are real like losers and they'll delete their comment because they're tired of
Mm-hmm.
getting spam notifications. But some of them stick to their guns, and this
Mm-hmm.
guy was one of them.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the ones that do stick to their guns because I do that all the time, and I had one guy who I did that, then he private messaged me a ton, and I didn't respond to any of his private messages, but I just like, and it was over the N-word thing too. He's like, we've got these kind of ends and those kind of ends was like literally how he put it, and or like, and I'm like, oh, if it's not that bad, then why don't you say it there, huh? Why aren't you typing it out?
Yep.
And so, and he kept going. So I like made a screenshot with all these posts. I mean, the motherfucker must have messaged me, like private messaged me 30 times. Tried calling me like through Facebook Messenger until like Facebook's like, Facebook like auto ban. Like you can't call now for 30 more days because you've tried too many times and like shit like that. Just posted it all, and this guy just gets fucking destroyed in the comments, and he's there in every single comment. Finally, he went and turned his own comments off because people were going to his page and ruining him too. But it's like, why are you doing that?
You get anybody that emails you? Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
get,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really the nut jobs that do the emails.
Mm-hmm.
After Charlie
Yeah.
Kirk got, I had one that he emailed me like 10 or 15 days, or 10 or 15 times in the span of
Wow.
2 hours. That was just threatening me and like just going full blown fucking nut job. It was wild.
Dude,
It's crazy how they pick up on just like one person who like doesn't have anything to do with Charlie Kirk. Like
Really nothing to do with it.
yeah, I don't even know if you posted like about him specifically like
No, I
during that
didn't. I
time.
literally just said it's the guns. It's the guns. Like this is what happens, and
Mhm.
people just lost their fucking shit.
Well, that
Yeah.
you did say it's the guns, so you know that
Yeah, it's
there's a
bad thing.
particular subset of group that find that incredibly
Ambusexuals,
impossible.
that's what-
I don't know. the one that really set them off for me was they were wearing those red Charlie Kirk shirts. Ugh. And I was like, oh, I see you went with the after color.
I saw that.
Lost their fucking minds. Yeah, and so like I had a bunch of threats from that one, and then that was followed up almost immediately with the Young Republicans like video that I did. And I'm like, y'all are Nazis. Like these incel fucking Nazis. Like these people
They're Nazis. They're Nazis.
Yeah. They're like Hitler was good, and we need to go with the gas or the showers for the Hitler aesthetic. Like you don't get more Nazi than that. That is like just put on the Hugo Boss and the red armband, man. You're there. You are all the way there. I don't know if they make Hugo Boss and those guys' size, but they're there.
We're some big boys. Why does it all look like they're insulated perfectly for golf cart accidents?
That's because that's all they drive. They can't drive a car anymore. They just have to drive their golf cart around. Yeah.
But that one, so then I got like this is where it got weird because then like the unabashed racists came out. Because, you know, like there's all the racists that like, I'm not really racist, and they try to like justify their racism with like, I just, you know,
it's always
immigrant.
The 13%. There goes the 13% every fucking time.
This, I finally had the ones that are just like, oh yeah, I'm coming out straight N-word, like straight up white supremacist, like Nick Fuentes fanboys. And I got definitely actually texted Chris about it because I was like, I've gotten a lot of threats and I've never taken any of them seriously. But this one, because this guy messages me on Facebook and he's like, you're going to be, just wait, you'll be hanging in a tree soon or something. Keep on your knees, sucking that BBC UN, like he spelled the word out, lover, and then put a house number that's he thinks is my house number. And I was like, bro, that's a bit much. Like,
yep, that's when you go to the old FB1. That's when you say, all right, it's time.
And so, like, I mean, and then motherfucker's an idiot because he had a fake account. Well, not a fake account, but account where he doesn't use his real name.
Of course.
But he had a picture of his Snapchat ad that does have his real name in his photo album. Fucking found him straight up groiper, like solid Pepe memes in his old Facebook account, like solid Pepe memes. Dude's getting his own video coming up here too. But yeah, that was a report. The first time I ever reported to the police and the FBI. But it's like, yeah, you want to talk like that, and you know, of course, he looks.
But the Alphabet crew has done their work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a phone call from them. They were like, "Yeah, we acted on something that you sent us." I was like, "Oh shit! All right."
No, God, I hope it. I mean, this kid obviously deserves it. That kind of shit is a little over the top.
Make no mistake, I don't feel bad at all. But it was like, that actually happened.
Yeah,
I've never heard anybody say that. I've never heard like, "Oh yeah, the FBI called me," like, and let me know. That's crazy.
It was really fucking weird. They like called the sheriff's department in my hometown, and they called me, and they were like, "We gotta like refer you." And it's like, what? There's a whole deal.
So what was? Did they tell you what the one you reported was?
No, they just said we acted on one of the things that you sent us, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see if they do, but in the meantime, like, yeah, he's getting his. He wants to go private doxing. That's the other thing too. Like, you got to be such a coward to message people directly.
Oh yeah.
Like, you want to act tough. I had another dude from Alabama. He's gonna be getting his own video here too coming up. But fucking paragraph of just like, I was gonna track your IP, and it's like, first of all, you're from Alabama. No, the fuck you weren't. Like,
first of all, that's not how it works.
No. like you gotta call your grandkids to figure out why your phone won't turn on. Okay, like from your landline. You are not tracking anybody's IP. And he's like,
know your lane.
And he goes off and he's like, and it took everything I had for all like 5'10", 220-pound veteran in me to not come up and make you drink through a straw and this like whole thing. But then he's like, then I realized how pathetic your life was, and like I felt bad for you, so I'm not gonna do that because like just don't eat a bullet or something. Like, I don't know. It's like, dude, like, how much of a fucking coward? You're trying to be a tough guy, and this is a private message you sent. You didn't put this in a comment. You didn't put this publicly. Like, you're scared to see this. I wonder what your wife's going to see when you get your own video.
there's only one way to see a bigger fucking loser than the people who do that shit. I hate the people who take your videos, they respond, acting big tough, and then they don't tag you.
Yep.
I hate that shit. I hate that shit. It's like, you're a fucking loser.
Or even worse, they block you. So they like take your video and then they block you so you can't see it. Because then sometimes I'll just start getting a bunch of tags and it's like video not available.
Yep.
And so I'll go to something else and I'm like, you fucking coward. Like, yeah, how much of a coward do you have to be to do a response video and then just try to
hide it?
Hide it. Like, if you can't stand behind what you're saying, don't fucking say it.
Agreed.
Oh, man. So, do you think that you're going to keep doing content and try to do this professionally? What are you going to school for? Like, what's your plan after your semester?
Science. And, like...
So, tracking IP addresses, you know?
Exactly. That's how I know that's not how it works. But, like, I think I have a responsibility to do this. Maybe not full-time, but as long as there's shit to be angry about, I'm going to be angry about it. Which unfortunately probably means forever.
Yeah, it's getting rough. You're gonna be Lewis Black here.
I know.
The next.
I mean, we were angry with Biden, when he was president too. So it's like not as much. Like we didn't think he was literally.
Well, that's like a once a week video, not a fucking everyday video.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, there was plenty to be pissed off about. Right, that's for sure. And the urgency feeling to everything that's being done.
Oh, fuck, he did something terrible again.
Well, yeah, it was.
I gotta preheat my vehicle, otherwise I'm out there freezing my ass off.
Well, that's one way to use up that time.
You need to just build yourself a little set. Like, just buy.
Exactly.
Yeah. that you can keep in your house where it's always warm. Fucking burn $1,000 in gas a year idling just so you can make your videos.
No, I never idle while I'm doing it though, because it like you can hear the fans in the background and it pisses me off. So in the summertime when it's really hot, I'll cool the truck down, do it, and then like as it takes me longer, I get angrier and the truck gets hotter, so I start sweating. So like at the end of a video, my hair is almost always just drenched.
Oh, so what about in the winter when it gets colder and colder and colder?
Oh, my face gets progressively redder as I'm freezing my ass off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the like slight regret. Like I do sort of wish I started doing my content the way I do it because like my severe ADHD, I just cannot sit still and like my brain doesn't work when I'm stationary. Like I have to be moving for the gears to work. And so, like, I go out and I pace, and when I started doing it, it was in the spring, it was, like, a little cold, and it was fine, and then, like, summer was fine, and then it got really hot, and I'm like, man, this sucks, it's fucking muggy. I mean, you know what Midwest summer heat's like.
The worst season.
And then, like, fall comes around, I'm like, man, this is great again, and then winter gets here, and I'm, like, trying to make sure that my fingers can still press the record button because they physically just don't work anymore, and I'm like, why did I make this my shtick where I've got to be outside here? Like, why can't I just be like Hawk or somebody who just sits at a desk and talks and does nothing? I know, because
every time I make a video inside, my comment section is like, oh, you're not in the car today. Well, shit. People know my shit.
It's like this room. Like, this is my my backup room when it's raining or it's too fucking hot or too fucking cold. And, yeah, I get comments every time. Like, oh, why aren't you outside? I'm like, because it's 20 fucking below out. That's why.
There's 6-foot snowdrift out there.
Gotta sacrifice for your craft, Jordan.
Trust me, I try. Sacrifice a lot for this craft. So the podcast thing, like how, like what's that? For everybody who doesn't know, Luke's on the Find Out podcast with who is all on the Find Out podcast? What's the full lineup?
Chris Goldsmith, Tim Fullerton, Zach Kimball, and That's Rich, and then myself.
Yeah. So it's a huge panel.
Yeah, it's a big panel. It came out of a WhatsApp group chat that I got invited to in like January, and then like we were all in there, and Zach was like, "We should do a podcast together," and so we decided to. Primarily because like, as a voting demographic, men fucking suck for the Democratic Party, and so we figured a good way to
white men specifically,
exactly. we figured, okay, look at how the right does it. They got a bunch of men that sit around podcast mics and talk about random bullshit. And then every once in a while they go, oh, by the way, Trump's really good. You need to vote for him. And I fucking hook, line, and sinker. And so we said, all right, we'll do our bet. We'll take a crack at that. And it's been a really fucking fun ride.
Yeah. But yours has been more politically
for sure
oriented across the board. Like, and I do think that is part of the problem. Is it's hard when like we get in and start to try to curate a political message on the left. Like that's what we do. Like that's what all of our accounts are, is curating this political message. Like where like on the right, a lot of the time, especially with those podcast bros, it's like we're just gonna talk about working out and health fucking supplements that have lead in them probably, and like shit like that. And then it's also just like slip in like that red pill, like subliminal messaging basically of, and we do not know how to do that. Granted, I don't know that our audience, like our normal demographic of our audience, wouldn't respond to that kind of shit because they're not dumb enough to fall for it.
Right.
But like the audience that we need to reach is the dumb people who do fall for that, and we don't know how to bring ourselves down to that level to communicate with them in that fashion or deliver information in that way.
Ourselves like a ice pick lobotomy or something. We'll be functionally illiterate, and then we can do it.
Yeah, just need to get fucking hammered before every time, and
terrible look for me. Slow drunk.
Yeah,
it's like my brain lagged the whole time.
We tried, Taylor and I tried to make this a drinking podcast. We gave it a college try. Like, what would you have said? It would have been close to a year, I think, that we drank every single episode.
Honestly, I just didn't even think about it right now because it's like, midday. Like, I think if we do, whenever we do like afternoon podcasts, generally, like we'll crack one beer, but we used to have like 2 or 3 throughout the hour or so of the podcast.
Well, those are the good old days. When we started it, we rented studio space and we were doing it like actually in a studio. My buddy has one in town, and like, so he was helping us because we'd never done it. We had no idea what we were doing. He had his own podcast. He's like, yeah, I'll help you manage the podcast, get you up and running. And so we were coming up and we were doing 2 at a time because Taylor lived like an hour from me at that time.
Sure.
And so he was driving up, so we knocked 2 out, so we had 2 weeks done, so he didn't have to come up every week. So we're doing 2 hours, which is really close to probably 3 or 4 hours, because we never know when to shut the fuck up. And it was, we were going through half a 6-pack at least.
Yeah, we had to, that's right, the first episode had to be the serious episode, and then the second episode was our, like, well, we've had a couple, like, let's just fuck around sort of episode. I think it was a good cadence, though. One serious episode, one fun episode, back to back.
I mean, I really did like doing it in the studio just for like the effect of it. Like being there in person with you, Taylor, and when we did have like in-person guests, it was a cool feel. It was like a cool vibe. It put you in the like, I'm at work. I'm not running in here a minute before the podcast is supposed to start, trying to get logged on or something like that.
Know anything about that?
Yeah, nothing at all. But I don't know. It got with tons of technical difficulties trying to make all the podcast equipment work with like Riverside.
Huge pain in the ass. Huge pain in the ass.
Like it was.
We've done a couple episodes for Find Out, and they were like, everybody's got to have like a different mic on, and it's like, and if you don't get the levels right, then it really doesn't sound very good. It's a real pain.
So it's definitely gotten like more streamlined. We're a lot more flexible, obviously, because we don't have to like, we can jump on it any time with any guests and stuff doing it at home. But I do kind of miss getting a little tipsy in the studio. That was, the good old days.
Right.
I guess back to more like serious conversation. Gen Z has sort of become, Gen Z men specifically have sort of become a problem that we didn't expect them to become with the political sphere. And being that you are Gen Z men, and not the problem. Like, you interact. This is your social group, especially gym culture, because you work out a lot, right?
Yeah.
So you deal with the douches on a fairly regular basis, I'm assuming.
They're insufferable. They're insufferable.
Yeah, would you mind speaking on an entire generation?
Please.
And subset of men.
You're our
just for a moment.
Our token Gen Z person. No, I'm just curious. Like, where did the breakdown come? Where do you think that breakdown is coming from? Because like our generation is millennials, like by and large, far more progressive. Even like the conservative parts of my generation tend to be, in my cohort in rural Minnesota, tend to be far less fucking weird. I'm sorry, but like fucking weird. Like, there's none of this groiper shit with like the people our age, and like there's none of this like shit that I just cannot comprehend and make me feel like a grumpy old man because I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Right.
Shit, and like we expect every younger generation to be more progressive, and it hasn't. We've seen that shift back, especially with Gen Z men. And like, do you have any insight as to where the fuck that breakdown came from?
It's the internet.
Yeah,
and specifically like short form internet. I mean, like, we've never lived in a spot where you could see right wing radicalization at the fucking drop of a phone, 24/7, 365, and your algorithm is designed to feed you more of it once you've interacted with just a little bit of it. Right?
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
I mean, I remember in like 8th grade, I'd be fucking watching Minecraft videos, and then every once in a while I'll be like, oh, Charlie Kirk owns liberal sissy. It's like, well, where the fuck did that come from? But it shows up.
I think we were talking about this with Chris a little bit on the last episode, where like we, as millennials, we were further left or more progressive than, Gen X. And we're like, okay, great. Gen Z's come right behind us. And with like, when Greta was really huge, like when she first got, blown up, like we were like, okay, yeah, Gen Z's like coming right behind us, and they're gonna be our backup, and we're gonna really do some things. And then the internet happened.
Like,
well, right,
they're planning on doing like.
But yeah, then the internet happened, and social media, and TikTok and Instagram and everything happened, and it's like, okay, actually, that was a whole new thing that we have to worry about now.
Well, it's funny, like, I find it common with families that have millennial children and Gen Z children, like mine. Like, I have 2 millennial older siblings. They almost never turned out like that. Because you had a millennial older sibling that looked over their shoulder, saw their Gen Z sibling doing dumb shit, and went, knock that shit off, idiot.
Right.
And it almost always works that way. But this situations where it's like a fucking, it's a Gen Z single child and it's a young man, almost never ends well.
So is that where you think why you didn't end up? Because you seem like the perfect target demographic. I mean, you are the picturesque Gen Z Chad, like, right winger. Like, if I was to judge you completely on like appearance and lifestyle, like, I'm like, oh yeah.
Tattooed, gym going, white male. Oh, you're in trouble. I think part of it was having older siblings, and also part of it was like I grew up on a farm, and I think it's like it's a little tough if you actually have like 2 functioning brain cells, which I pride myself on having. Like, if you read a book and you have done a little bit of labor on a farm and you aren't a fucking loser, you don't fall down the alt-right pipeline, right? Like, you look around and it's like, okay, none of Trump's economic policy makes any sense for anyone he says it's going to work. Okay, well, I don't think that's going to work for me. And also, I don't believe in why we should be against people just because of the color of their skin. Because I have heard of a guy named Martin Luther King Jr., right? Like, it just takes a little bit of push to get people away from that. But some people don't have it at all, where it's like, okay, their parents are working full-time jobs, they come home from school, they play their fucking Black Ops 6, they hear people shouting racial slurs, and then they go on YouTube and watch more people do it, right? Like, and nobody's ever there to pull them back.
Right, and I'm sure that their parents, even if some of them are millennial parents, even, like, still really don't get it. Like, I'm 32 and I have a 18-year-old sister, and I just don't really get her and some of her generation stuff all that much. Yeah.
I will say too, to be a little critical of our generation, because I think I'm millennials' biggest champion. Like, I will sit here and pat ourselves on the back all fucking day long because we're like the best generation. Not gonna lie, but we are shitty parents. Like, we are not great
iPad kid parents. That's what you fuckers are.
Yep, and it's bad. Like, I have maybe 2 or 3 friends with kids where I'm like, yeah, I can tolerate your kids and they're like not bad kids and like you clearly interact with them and you actually parent them and you like restrict their screen time and you discipline them for being fucking awful nightmares and that's it. Like everybody else's kids are just like again, yeah, you give them an iPad or they're so checked out of parenting and
boy, I'm worried about Gen Alpha.
Oh, I am
boy,
too.
I'm worried about Gen Alpha.
Yeah, they're gonna turn out like Gen X. This is what's gonna happen.
I don't know, man. This like growing up with AI the way it is could be really damaging.
Right, and we thought social media was damaging. I think AI is the next iteration of the most damaging thing that could happen.
Right, like
because we haven't even fixed social media as like a damaging
like thing.
Me
as a fucking 22-year-old to be able to tell the difference sometimes on AI. How the fuck are you going to be a 10-year-old kid and be expected to know the difference, right?
Did you see the video of that? Like, well, I think he was like maybe 8 years old, but he thought that Donald Trump was fake. He didn't believe that he was real. And when his parents tried to tell him that Donald Trump's a real person, he was like crying and stuff. Like, I don't even know why an 8-year-old knows who the president is and like cares about that person so much. Like in elementary school, like we voted, like did like a fake vote for presidency because one of the elections happened to be, during one of our school years. And like, I didn't know who the president was. I didn't really even care like who they were. And like, this was just like a fun thing to do. And now it seems like younger and younger people are being exposed to
like
all this.
Who it is. It's not good.
No, I don't think so. You should be caring about George Washington and Benjamin Franklin in elementary school. Like, you shouldn't be.
An apple fell on his head, right?
Right, yeah, exactly.
To be fair to that 8-year-old, though, I cry when I remember Donald Trump's a real person, too. So
no, I mean, obviously it's not.
Yeah. Every day I have a point where it's like, I wake up and it's like, oh, here's 5 or 10 minutes where you're still happy, pouring your cereal. And then, fuck! That's what the life is like now. And it just hits you, right? Like a bag of shit where you realize the situation that we're all in.
Well, and it's like, if we were watching this reality on TV, it would be, first of all, it would be like, this is clearly fiction. This would never happen in real life. There's zero way, because this is, and you'd be like, it's really bad writing. Like, this is just some lazy fucking writers. But it would also be funny, like, just how over the top it was.
I think it would be like if somebody made The Office, but for the presidency. Like, that's how bad it is. Everything that he says is like Michael from The Office, and you're like, what are you doing? And it's like, but this is real life, and this is the president of the United States every fucking day.
And then, like, every time it's like, okay, this is by far the dumbest thing I will ever hear in my entire life, or like the dumbest thing that will ever happen in my entire life, then tomorrow happens. And it's like, nope, I was completely wrong.
Well, like that Young Republicans thing came out and is like, oh boy, the Republicans have some Nazis with them. That's a shock. And then the universe was like, funny. And then 24 hours later, not even, they have that fucking Republican representative that's got a fucking swastika in their office.
Not only in his office, pinned to his fucking cubicle, like, like, what are you doing, brother?
It's a swastika made out of a U.S. flag. It could not be more representative.
And the fact that we're just not, like, it's still illegal to just beat these people with a bat is weird to me. Like, why? There's got to be, like, a line where it's just like, free speech is great up until, Nazis. Like, that's got to be.
Punch you. Like, I cannot believe we're living in a generation where punching Nazis is looked at as bad.
Right.
Being against Nazis is bad. Not loving this. Not loving it.
Making a joke about a dead podcaster, fucking straight to the guillotine for you, but, like, having an entire text thread about how we need to throw all of our political opponents in gas chambers and how Hitler was good and how rape is epic.
They're just 35-year-old obese
40-year-old kids, like...
Yeah, it's crazy how black teens are adults when police kill them, and then this, 40-year-old white dudes, they're Nazis, they're kids. Yeah. I fucking hate that shit.
Don't want to ruin their whole life. I mean, and it's same. I've been bringing up Brock Allen Turner a lot lately. And it's weird because I haven't thought about that motherfucker in years, right? You know who he is, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
I forgot who he is, to be honest with you.
He's that kid who raped that girl behind a dumpster in college.
Oh, and a Duke, right? Was that the Duke
I think
thing?
it was Duke, yeah. And then the judge is like, oh, he's a young man with such a promising future, and basically gave him like a slap on the wrist. And, and now he's changed his middle name's Alan, so now he's going by Alan Turner instead of Brock Turner because, he doesn't want the shame of being the kid who raped the girl behind the dumpster. Like,
you should have the shame of being the guy who raped the girl behind the dumpster. You shouldn't get to get away with
because
that.
he shouldn't be fucking breathing is what really should happen. Like, I mean, like, there's no way you should get away with that, and you should either be the rest of your life behind bars or, I'm not advocating for violence or anything, but it's just, but then it's like, oh, go ahead.
Like, of course they're encouraging it. The fucking president's a rapist. It's like, they're never going to have a problem with that. These people have no fucking morals.
And
I mean,
we got to protect the kids from the trans people and gay people. And so.
I can't watch one more fucking video about, I think it was Parker Get a Job asking MAGA people, if they'd vote for somebody who would, said they'd date a 10-year-old in 10 years and then, flip it, say I was actually Trump and then not give a shit. Like, I don't think I can handle one more fucking video like that.
Blind rage.
Right.
It's fucking awful. These people are spineless, and they're in a cult. 100%.
I don't know how people like Walter Masterson do it, because,
I don't know. I'd need to carry a bat.
Oh my! Well, that's the problem. Is I would do it once, and then I would have felony charges. I am not a violent person at all. I don't threaten people. I do not. I'm not going to sit here and go say that I'm ever going to go beat anybody up or do anything like that. And I can handle my temper exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. It takes a lot to get me. But, I see him out there, and some of the things that these people say and do, and I'm like, that would have been a line for me, I think, where...
You look me in the eye and say something about how Obama was a bombing terrorist or something. Yeah, that's it. You don't deserve to have all your teeth anymore.
Yeah, and so I don't know how some of them do it. And at one point, I'm starting to wonder... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, he's just got... I mean, I think he, plays into, he acts it out. I don't think he doesn't think of it as himself. This is a character I'm doing. Character. Yeah, and so I think that's how he separates it from his personal. That's the only way that I can imagine that makes sense.
I think you're right.
It is crazy though. I never thought I could get burnt out on the Jordan Klepper and the Walter Masterson style. Blatantly showing how fucking stupid these people are, and I'm it's not even funny anymore. It's
no, I don't watch the videos anymore. I don't watch their videos. I don't watch Parker. I don't watch Dean. I don't watch any of them. It's not funny. It's not funny, and it has done nothing. And I just I can't deal with it anymore.
I mean, I appreciate the work that Walter Masterson does a lot.
Make no mistake, I admire the fuck out of him, but I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Well, and even Dean and Parker to an extent, debating MAGA people on a daily basis. At first I was sure, somebody should be doing that. Somebody should be debating those people. Somebody should be debating Charlie Kirk. But I don't see the results in the way that I think they were hoping to get.
In hindsight, I think it actually did more harm than good. And here's the problem is, again, coming from the left, and we look at this, if I have a healthy debate with somebody and they can objectively prove me wrong or change my position on something, I'm going to own that. I want you to prove me wrong, because that means that my worldview has evolved. I have misunderstood something and now I understand it better. I want that. And so I want people to prove me wrong. Granted, I'm going to make it really fucking hard because I'm not going to talk about something that I don't feel I've got a very solid grasp on.
Right.
But if you can do it, you've done the work. You are in a better position than I am, and I will absolutely bow down to the fact that I needed to expand and change my worldview. So we think that, okay, we can go into a right-wing sphere and do the same thing, and that's not the case. And so all this debate culture has done is platform these people and legitimize their absolutely wild, insane fucking ideas and make them normal. It's normalized it. And so I think, honestly, that culture, us on the left trying to reason with these people and make clickbait out of engaging with them has done more harm than good. I thought it was the same when Bill Nye debated that dude who owns that like Ark Museum. What the
Something
fuck's his name?
Ham.
Yeah,
Something
John
Ham.
Hamm, isn't it? Or not?
John,
No, it's not
yeah.
John Hamm.
Glenn
John Hamm's an
Hamm.
actor in Mad
No,
Men.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Noah's Ark people.
Like,
that was a really good debate,
I
though.
know...
I actually really enjoyed that conversation, even though it got nowhere. Like, I enjoyed Bill Nye's perspective and his ability to, like,
absolutely.
Like, that was fun.
And again, we love that. And on the left, that, like, helps us. But all that did, ultimately, was it did not change any minds. It just legitimized the fucking dude who thinks dinosaurs were on Noah's Ark. You know, like that. It's like, oh, this guy's ideas are as legitimate as Bill Nye because they are on the same stage together. Like, Bill Nye is taking this guy's radical, wild bullshit seriously enough
to
platform him. Ken Ham. And that's
thanks,
where... And that's where, you know, I think we didn't realize we were doing it, but that's what we've done, is we have normalized this for them in a way that we probably shouldn't have. And so I do think that Dean and Parker are probably doing more harm than good, especially at this point.
I don't know that
it's... Jubilee is.
Actually, I don't know that as platforming. I feel like that's not right, because they have their own platforms, and their platforms are sometimes bigger than many left-wing creators. So, like, I feel like that certainly there's a little bit of that, but I just think it's not quite right. I think it's more like just redundant. Like, it has not had any effect that's, you know, noticeable in the political sphere. And I think, like, it's not even that, like, we're giving them space to talk, because they have their own spaces and they have their own echo chambers.
They have their own spaces that are exactly in an echo chamber, and that's taking them out of that echo chamber and introducing them to new audiences they wouldn't have access to.
I don't know. I don't think anybody watches a I don't think anybody watches a Dean Parker and watches him rip into a MAGA person and is like, actually, that MAGA person's got a good point. Like, I don't.
I think you're right on, like, the average MAGA fuckwit. That's definitely true. But when you debate people like Charlie Kirk or what was the other one they did? Jordan Peterson, or I mean, any of those, like, the ones that are smart enough to know how to make it sound semi.
Yeah, the pseudo-intellectuals, yeah.
That's where you get into. That's why when people ask me if I debate Nick Fuentes, I say no, but I would box him.
I don't think he has a shot. Yeah, I don't think he's got a shot there.
Box Nick Fuentes. I'd do it for charity. I would pay to box Nick Fuentes.
I would fundraise for you to box Nick Fuentes.
That'd be fucking titties. That'd be awesome. It'd be wonderful.
No, I would love to see that.
Just do some alpha male boxing tournament, you know? Boxing right-wing creators.
Well, but every time that they come out and talk their big game, like, what was that? What the fuck was his name?
Ray.
Yep, good old Ray. I'll fight any liberal creator, and then, like, every liberal.
All right, let's square up. And he ran away, and now he sells shit on TikTok. He doesn't even make political videos anymore.
I mean, which is good. Like, this is why I say we're not trying to change minds at this point. We're trying to shame these people back under the rocks that they came from. Yep. Like, at this point, it's not. You're never going to make these people less racist. You're never going to make them go vote for the blue-haired liberal party or whatever the fuck they think it is. You just need to get them where they're not spreading this hateful, divisive rhetoric and normalizing it and making that part of the political discussion and allowing that to win in political races. And so, like, Ray is a perfect example of how this can be successful, because he had a decently sized platform. What was it, like 100K, 150K, something
like
that?
400K.
400K? It was a big platform. And he talked a lot of shit. It was always just the MAGA, repeating the same MAGA bullshit over and over again. And then, he stuck his foot in his mouth with, I'll box any liberal creator, like, I'll spar with him, whatever.
Boy, he looked stupid after that.
Mm-hmm. Because then, and I mean, it was everybody. Good Trouble comes out. Fucking a football player, like a linebacker, came out. Like, NFL player. He's like, all right, let's do this. And he's like, well, of course I'm not going to fight you, and I'm not going to fight you. And he's like, weight classes, and he just backpedal.
You said any.
There was no qualifiers there. Like, And then people are like, all right, fine, I'm in your weight class. Let's do this. I'm under your weight class. I'm shorter and lighter than you. Like, let's do this.
I've been MMA fighting for years. How about now? Fucking guy ran away.
Yo.
So, like I say, now all he does is sell shit on TikTok.
And that's fine. If all these fucking MAGA grifters want to go sell shit on TikTok and that's their only shtick, like, let him go do it. And that's why, like, people get mad. I get messages at least 2 or 3 times a month where people are like, I really like your content, but I got one recently, like verbatim, like, I really like what you're saying in your content. You're clearly very well educated, but you're not nice. Could you try being nicer? Like, no, I cannot be nicer. Like, the point is not to be nice here. I'm not nice to Nazis. Like, you can go fuck yourself.
You can put that on my fucking tombstone. Luke was not nice to Nazis.
Yep, like, if I die and that's my legacy, that's what I want my legacy to be. It's insane to me that, like, people still think that there's some level of decorum deserved with people who, again, are saying rape is epic. Like, if you've ever said that rape is epic or that we need to put our political opponents in gas chambers or bragged about grabbing people by the pussy, like, you get zero niceness. If you support a person who does that, you get zero niceness from me. Like, you should feel ashamed, and I am going to make you feel ashamed the best way that I know how, which is mercilessly, I can't say that word, mocking you on the internet.
100%.
Honestly, I think that the best way to beat these people is to beat them at the voting, as every election, because I feel like no matter how much you beat them into submission, and it's good that it happens occasionally that some of these people sort of back off, but I feel like the random person, the anonymous calling in person, like, even if you do beat them in a debate, they're not going to change their minds, and you have to just not give them positions of power. And we obviously failed at restraining their ability to gain positions of power in the last election. And I don't know, I feel like that's the most effective way. It's just to not give them the ability to do the things that they're doing in this moment.
Right. But I mean, doing that is a cultural shift, and I think part of the problem is people on the left kept their politics to themselves for a really long time, and people on the right made their politics very, very public. They made it their entire fucking personality, and they had parades and sank their boats for it, and, like, all these people have... What?
I said I forgot about the fucking sinking the boat. Oh my god.
See, that's what I'm saying. Every time something happens, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing that will ever happen in the history of ever, and you can't even remember it, because that was one of those moments. I'm like, these motherfuckers, for no reason, decided to have a vote parade, or a boat parade for a person who isn't even in office, for a politician, and then they sank their own fucking boats in the process. And this is the world that we live in. This is far below anything Idiocracy ever estimated we could sink to. And then and that's just a normal Tuesday now. Like, that's mundane compared to what we've got going on.
Wouldn't even make the news anymore.
No. But the fact that they did that and it normalized it. It's like it made it look normal in society to be a part of this cult, or that, like, people who feel and believe this are normal people, and they're not, and we allowed that to happen. And, like, so being up here front and center, especially as, straight white men and, like, the demographics that these kind of people hit with, and being like, it's okay, it is perfectly cool to be progressive. Like, it is perfectly cool to be rural and progressive. It is perfectly cool to be a gym rat and progressive. Like, these people, progressives, have been the badasses throughout history. Like, these incel fucks...
conservative.
No, never.
Are always on the bad side.
Mm-hmm. And they always look like the people in this fucking group chat. Like, those are the people you want to be aligned with. You're out here talking about alpha males, and these guys could fall over and not get any shorter. Like, I don't get it. But, like, I think that is where it's really important, is to continue showing that there is safe harbor, and that people who believe and feel the way that we do in these spaces are not alone, and they're probably not even the minority. They're just afraid because these other people are so fucking obnoxious.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the fucking obnoxious dickheads that'll be at the No Kings thing tomorrow that I'll be at, because Midwest, but red state Midwest means it's gonna suck.
Yeah. No, I'm bummed. I'm gonna be on a plane to Puerto Rico tomorrow. Wow, tomorrow. And so I'm missing the rally here, and I'm hoping the plane lands early enough where I can catch like the tail end of the one in Puerto Rico, because I do think it'd be fucking cool to go to No Kings in Puerto Rico, especially with like all the Bad Bunny hype right now. I'm sure that they're like riled, and I think that it'd be cool energy to be a part of, but I'm afraid I'm gonna be too late.
Riled, man.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I know this is news to right wingers, but Puerto Rico is part of the country.
Again, well, even Donald Trump didn't know that they were part of the country. Like, he's like the president of Puerto Rico. Like, when he went there and was throwing paper towels out, he didn't even realize he was in the United States. Like, after the hurricane. He forgot that
nobody checked his passport on his way out.
It's because he's got people who hold it and do it for him.
Yeah.
That man doesn't know how to open a passport. He's never opened a book in his life.
Anything.
So when it finally happens, because it's coming, like, I say it's got to be any day, every day, but like, the man's not healthy.
No,
in any way, shape,
our eyes.
And it feels like it's been Weekend at Bernie's for a while. But when he finally kicks it, what do you think is going to be the reaction? Because I don't think J.D. Vance can hold the cult, and I think that it's going to kind of crumble and fall apart. But
I think it's going to be a really messy little chunk of time, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they thought the reaction to Charlie Kirk dying was bad, the reaction to Trump dying is going to be next fucking level.
Well, and no matter what it is, the man's 80 years old and survives exclusively off of Adderall and McDonald's and has never exercised a day in his life.
Well, he said that exercise, your heart only has a certain number of beats, and exercising accelerates your heart rate, which means it'll run out of beats faster. That's a direct opinion of his.
I hadn't heard that one, and I believe
like the medical opinion of like the 1700s, or like the 1800s, where it's like, oh, don't exercise because then you'll die. Yeah.
I mean, apparently it's working out for him because he should not have made it as long as he has. So
God, that motherfucker can hang on. The Earth apparently likes to keep the evil ones around.
Oh my God!
Well, it's the hate.
Chuck Grassley and Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell took a nice little spill yesterday. He tripped on ice.
Oh, really? And it still didn't kill him? See, how does this not?
No, somebody was asking him about ice, and he fucking was trying to go around a left corner and just ate shit.
Couldn't make that left turn, amazing.
If only it had been like down a fucking few flights of stairs, that'd have been better.
Yeah, off a balcony, that'd have been great.
Honestly, I think it would have put him out of his misery because I don't think he's even remotely functional. Has no
intention of not dying in office. All he wants to do is die in office.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks like an empty turtle shell now. Before there was some light behind the eyes, but now it's just this empty stare into nothingness. There's nothing there.
But remember him blue screening? Remember him blue screening before the election? I'm like, this guy's got weeks left. At that point, how is he still alive? Like, how could he have strokes, like multiple strokes, right in front of us, and just keep strucking?
I don't know. That's my hope for when it happens to Trump. I hope it's televised. I hope he's in the middle of a speech and strokes out. That's what I want.
Yeah. But no matter what happens, my point was I was getting like, he's this fucking old, he's this unhealthy. Him dying at any moment should not be a surprise to anyone. But the conspiracy theories on the right are going to run fucking wild. Like, Obama poisoned him is going to be, like, that's what they're going to come out with, or some sort of shit like that. Like, it is going to be, or he's not really dead. That's going to be the other one. He's not really dead, and he's running the country from the shadow government, like he was doing during Biden, when everything was really bad because it was Biden, but Trump was also still really the president.
Well, I'm just waiting because it'll be like these people are dumb enough that after he dies, there's going to be like a slew of AI videos that come out, and everybody's going to be like, he's still alive.
I was just thinking that, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think the longer that he is going to be president for this term, I think it brings more legitimacy to J.D. Vance. Like, even as much as I also agree that I don't think that J.D. Vance can hold the cult, I think that the longer that he sets himself up to be the successor, the higher the likelihood will be that they'll follow him.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
No,
I think
none of it's good.
That's terrible.
I think the thing that I'm most worried about is Trump drops dead. They are this close to their authoritarian wet dream, right? And Trump drops dead, and I think that it's like, okay, we go for broke or we go to prison for the rest of our lives moment. And it's like, all right, JD Vance, we need full martial law, full like government takeover, and it's civil war at that point, or like full revolution, or we bow down like the cowards we seem to be as Americans these days and just let them do it. One of those three things.
Paul did it. I think we can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I said. Nepal had Gen Z out there setting shit on fire. Go light some fucking government buildings on fire.
We already set some Teslas on fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true.
We need to up that game. You need to drive the Tesla in.
We need to do an Elon Musk game with Stephen Miller desperately, though. We need to start that social media push where, like, Stephen Miller is the real president because that's what got rid of Elon Musk.
Yeah, actually, it's true.
And
honestly, I mean, it's true. Elon was never really the real president. It has been Stephen Miller the whole time since the first presidency, like since the first Trump term. Like it's been
Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller and Steve Bannon. Those are the two main guys right from the beginning. Who
but look what happened to Bannon, right? They did the same thing where they said, "Oh, he's the real guy," and Trump was like, "Gotta get rid of him."
Is Trump coherent enough to even realize it though? At this point, is the problem?
It happened with Musk 3 months ago.
Yeah, but he's declined a lot, I feel like, in those 3 months. I mean, he was still, like, rallying and going out to doing all the shit 3 months ago, and he's barely shown himself in public anymore.
I'll never forgive the social media for making me think he was dead that one weekend in jail.
Oh my god, the hope in all of us.
Hope. I've never felt that way before.
And how pissed they got when we were all hoping for it, like, oh, we're the worst people in the world once again because we're hoping a guy died of old age.
We're all driving around with fucking bumper or like tailgate stickers of Biden tied up in the back of their truck.
But then once again, it goes right back to the hypocrisy. We're horrible people who deserve to be executed for like just hoping a guy finally kicks the bucket because he's one of the worst human beings to have ever existed. And then they're like having these group chats about putting people in gas chambers and raping people. And, oh, they're just kids. And it's like, they didn't have double standards. They'd have no standards at all.
If they didn't have any hypocrisy, it would be quite something.
I am on group chats, on like WhatsApp group chats with friends who are like, you know, pretty conservative. I play like Xbox with them, whatever. And like we were joking, or they were like, oh, like if our, you know, group chat got leaked, you know, it'd be bad too. And I'm like, not really. Like, sure, like probably there's some problematic things that have been said, no doubt, but like not anything like this. Not like, you know, nobody's used. Right. Yeah. We're not using the N-word ever. You know, we're not saying like rape is epic. We're not, you know, saying Nazis are great. And like, it's not even in the same ballpark. Like, it's not even close.
For anybody to get gas chambered?
Yeah.
Not, you know, in the last, you know, ever. No.
Think about it.
Yeah. It's probably just like gamer talk where you like, you use ableist slurs or something, like calling somebody the R word or something along those lines. I'm sure, especially if it's conservative friends in there, they've thrown them out.
I've seen it. Yeah.
R slur and the F slur. Gamers' favorite words.
Yeah. The F one.
Up.
So I'm sure there's some of that in there, and yeah, that would be problematic. I'm sure people wouldn't want their employers seeing that. But again, there's levels that make that different.
Well, and they're just random people. I was like, oh, nobody cares about what this guy says because he's just a random dude, you know? Like, that's a completely different thing from being a national or regional commentator.
Leadership,
you know?
In the controlling political party in the United States of America. This is leadership and
are literally to go make kids think like them.
Right. They're shaking hands with representatives and senators and presidents. You know, they're not just some dude playing Black Ops on, you know, Xbox.
No. Yeah, and that's always the other thing is they always, because JD Vance did it with the what about thing, you know, oh, what about this thing that this other random person said in a text message that was bad instead of condemning them.
Well, yeah, they're just kids, can't ruin their lives.
But then, like, they always try to revert stuff that people in positions of authority do to people who are not in equal positions of authority and try to like negate the fact that this person did this because, oh, it's okay because other people also did the same thing. Which is also weird. It's like, okay, so rape is fine because like this person also raped somebody, or murder's fine because OJ got away with it. Like, what the fuck do you think is like, how is that a logical argument in any way, shape, or form?
It's not, but they don't thrive on logic. You know that.
This is true.
Yeah, if they thrived on logic, they wouldn't be in that position.
It's fair. This is fair. It's just, it's hard. It's hard for my brain.
As much as it makes zero sense to us how you get to that point. The fact that there is evidence in itself.
Can't be like this can't be real. We have to be done.
Yeah. Every day I have that.
Every day. Every day.
Spend so much time fact checking shit like that people tell me. I'm like, there's zero way that this is real, and I am 95% of the time disappointed that it is in fact real. Like, so many times I'm like, this is zero way. This does not pass the smell check of like what would be a realistic, believable thing. I'm like, you got duped by a Facebook meme, and then I go to Snopes or I go like start digging it up and I find the actual like articles from Reuters or BBC, and it's like, oh no, this is a real thing that exists, and I live in a satire reality now. Is there any chance I could get some commentary from you guys on, what was that? It went away.
On the dangers and
protest.
Yeah, so I guess from my perspective, the dangers involved in protesting are really going to be with the danger you put yourself in.
Agitators is really the only protest I think about. Or danger I can
Yeah, and you can put yourself in an agitator position, like where if you see agitators, the only way agitators are successful is if they are allowed to continue escalating their agitation.
Right.
So the best thing you can do in those situations is walk away, ignore them. If they are trying to egg you on.
It happened in Portland. They had three Proud Boys at Portland that showed up dressed as Antifa, trying to stir shit up, and then they all three got arrested because they were being fucking awful human beings.
And then they were MAGA. They were MAGA.
Yeah. But that's the move, right? If they're trying
it's
to
a MAGA podcaster. Yeah, because then you're giving them exactly what they want. So do that. When it comes to resistance to, say, like ICE or police or Fed show up and are, putting in riot lines and getting aggressive, your best. There's really no good option in those situations, because if you back off, you're essentially retreating from your protest. But if you stay there and hold the line, you are at risk of getting injured in some way, shape, or form, whether that's being, maced, pepper sprayed, pepper balled, pushed over, beaten, that sort of thing. But make sure that absolutely everything is recorded. And I know it doesn't seem like it's there's any accountability right now, but even if you don't get accountability for it now, all of this is going to end at a certain point, and these people are going to be held accountable. And so make sure it's that. If you're young, healthy, in relatively good shape, and you can handle a little bit of roughhousing, put yourselves up there in front. And if you're not, make sure that you're putting yourself a little bit further back in a position where you're not going to get seriously physically injured. And if it's really, truly, you feel like a danger to your own life, your own health, your own safety, there is no shame in putting yourself in a position where you're going to be safe. If that means leaving, that means leaving. It's important that everybody's showing up, but, you can't help anybody if you're dead or in the hospital.
Yep. That's a good point, that if you have a hard time controlling yourself, don't show up, because that's what they're asking for. They want it to get violent.
And remember, it pisses them off more if you don't engage with them, because that's the reaction they're looking for.
There's a reason about the fucking inflatable suits.
Right, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
as far as tomorrow goes.
Oh, sorry. In addition to that, thick, heavy clothing, especially now that it's getting cooler, is going to help protect you from any just bumping, people hitting you, anything like that. Some padding, anything that's just going to kind of protect yourself. Eye protection and breathing protection is huge. Having a gas mask with you, you don't have to wear it all the time, but just in case those kind of things come around, being prepared for the worst case scenarios that you see on the news and stuff is going to help keep you safe and healthy in these situations. All right, what were you saying, Taylor?
Oh, I just think as far as tomorrow goes, I don't recall on the first No Kings protest there was any violence against protesters.
Mm-mm.
So, I would not expect that to occur this time around either. So I think tomorrow is probably one of the most safe events that you can go to if you're worried about that.
Agreed.
You know,
Absolutely.
It's my opinion that they know that if they fuck around with this and they do something bad, it will never end. Like if they hurt somebody at a No Kings protest, it'll be like this for months.
You know, and on top of that, like, these are going to be massive protests, and they rarely ever fuck with people at protests that are that big, because you are vastly outnumbered as an agitator, as somebody who is, you know, even as a riot cop. Like, a few hundred riot cops cannot contain a crowd of 100,000 people, or 80,000 people, or 50,000 people. So if the riot cops are if they start fucking around, they're gonna find out, and they know that. And so you'll notice how law enforcement acts depending on crowd size and density. Like, they get humble and very into de-escalation real quick when you get
They're
enough.
downright deferential.
So the bigger the protest, the safer you're going to be, pretty much always. Just make sure that just don't get trampled. That would be the worst thing.
I've seen some people saying that if there's agitators, you should sit down. I would not recommend that.
No, do not get
I would say stay on your feet, because that's how you get trampled.
Yep, stay on your feet, just turn your back, walk away. Ignore them no matter what they do. If they get in your face, even if they touch you, tell them not to touch you, walk away. Do everything in your absolute power to de-escalate. Make sure somebody's filming it, so if it gets to the point where you do need to physically defend yourself, you are recorded as a clear self-defense where you de-escalated to the maximum possibility.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, we've been talking for a little over an hour now. I've been losing my voice every day, and I think it's consistently going away here.
We all do.
The podcast will air after No King, so hopefully everybody was safe by the time you're hearing this. For everybody who caught this live, or the members who get to see this ahead of time, please be safe out there tomorrow. Be loud. Wear your inflatable suits. I fucking love that shit. That shit is great.
It is
be
awesome.
Goofy. Be silly, because that shows just how non-violent this is, and how much of an overreaction this huge militarization of our cities are. And this is doing the work, guys. This is what is going to make a difference. I know it doesn't feel like it, but believe me, trust me, this is absolutely making a difference. And if we weren't doing this, they would be 10 times further along than they are. So, be safe out there, guys. Keep it up. And thank you so much, Luke, for being here.
It's been a pleasure.
It's time for shameless self-promotion. Tell us all where everybody can find you, all the projects you're working on, everything you want to talk about.
You can find me everywhere at, normally if you just type in ItsLuke, you'll see me. But more importantly, the Find Out podcast. I was instructed by the other members I needed to heavy promote. So it's everywhere you get your podcast. It's super fun. If you like this podcast, you'll like ours too.
It's a great podcast. Absolutely excellent show. Monster lineup.
Just had Gavin Newsom on.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So, and they're on the charts now. Their podcast is actually it's big boy podcast now. So, no, absolutely. Thank you for being here. Thank you everybody for listening, watching, supporting, letting us do this stuff, giving us this platform. It's truly humbling and an honor to be able to be in this position and be a voice for some people who don't have a voice, and I just cannot thank you guys enough. Thank you guys for supporting it, if that's just by listening, sharing. If it's financially, anybody who subscribes here, Patreon, wherever you get it, is also greatly appreciated. If you buy merch, offthewagon.com, you can get Let Them Eat Toast merch, or my regular merch. I rarely ever update it, but it's still there, so you can go get that too. Otherwise, obviously, follow ItsLuke. If you like my content, you'll like his. It's similar vibes for sure. So, take it easy, guys, and we will see you next week.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in.